Hello, everybody. It's Bob Anderson, and today is February 12th, 2025. Just a quick update on a couple things. I haven't done a video in a while. I have I have a handful of people that work with me in my business, but I have two people that are critical in my business. One is my construction coordinator, and one is my construction manager. Well, the construction coordinator 2 weeks ago came down with the flu, couldn't move, physically couldn't move for a week. My construction manager then gets the flu the following week, which is this past week, and he went to the hospital 3 times. That's how bad the flu was. Um, I physically have only spoke to him once in the last 9 days. Okay, this is my construction manager, somebody I talk to literally every day. So I have been overwhelmed trying to keep everything going myself. All right, so let's talk about trading. So I have been struggling with something in my trading lately. Now, I set myself some pretty lenient objectives, just in case my business got in in the way and whatnot. I wanted to at least not feel stressed to have to trade. That lenient objective was for me to make $1,000 a week trading while the market's active, whatever trading. Okay, last week on Monday and Tuesday, I hit the $1,000. Like bam! I think Monday I had like 440 dollars, and no, 475, I think. And then on Tuesday I had like 675, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I don't remember the exact scenario, but one day was basically minus $30. Another was like minus 120 or 140, something like that. And then the next was a wash of all that, like plus 170. So, anyways, I ended up whatever that was. I got up $1,100 for the week. So, cool. All right. Now, keep in mind what I just mentioned: 2 winning days, three non-win. Well, I mean, 100 and some dollars one day win, 170, and then losses. So, my trading success has not been like, bing, here's $300, shut it down, bing, $300 the next day, shut it down, bing, $300 the next day, shut it down, bing, $300 the next day, shut it down, and then bing, break even or lose $100, I still meet my 1,000. That's not how my trading's been going. Same thing this week. So this week, Monday, man, I got punched in the head Monday. I lost probably about $350 or so. And then Tuesday, I made $350, got my money back even for the week. And then today, which is Wednesday, I got $617 net of commissions, 617. So I'm back on track. Just the days may end up being different. Because last week I started off good, and then the week got bad, and then this week I started off bad, and the week has gotten a little better. So hopefully between Thursday, Friday, I can at least hit my objective of maybe another $400, and I got $1,000. Now, what have I observed about my trading in those 2 weeks? I'm going to tell you exactly what I've observed. I've been in a lot of winning trades that just roll over and take me out. But the trade still works. And so like it does work. Sometimes it doesn't. There was 2 in the NQ today that I got in and got knocked out, and one of them worked for my target of $500, and my second one, it hit. Let me see here. Yeah, it hit the $500 mark also. If I'd have just, if I'd have kept my confidence. What do I mean by keep my confidence? So the problem is, especially what I noticed the latter half of last week, is I'd get into a good trade, say it's in gold, and it shoots up, say 12 ticks. I'm looking for 40, and then it just slams right back down, knocks me out, rotates, and then goes back up. Like it's just herky jerky. It's not, the moves are not V-shaped. They're down, let's say for a long, there's the pullback, then there's an up, and then there's a down, and then there's an up, and then it just kind of meanders and it walks its way, for say a 20-minute trade maybe to get to your 40 ticks, which is not, my preferred way of trading. I like to get into profit, get myself to break even, and then, watch it go to a perceived target by looking to the left. That has been very difficult to do lately. It is not panning out for me. Part of the reason I believe it's not panning out for me is what I'm going to talk about right here, which is follow through. This is the fallout when the market lacks follow through. The fallout to me mentally is that I lack confidence to let the trades work. And the most important reason why I lack confidence to let the trades work, even though I feel like I'm on the right side of the trade, I feel like I'm on the right side of the market, I feel like, the thrust when I got in was a solid sign that we're going to go that way, blah, 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 blah. But the volume isn't there to cause it to keep going. And I'm getting caught up in the wash from the rotation. And why am I getting caught up in the wash and the rotation? Well, I'm going to tell you the other reason I think I'm getting caught up in the wash of the rotation is because I can't even begin to tell you how many trades I got into last week, especially in gold, where I'd get it, perfect setup, get in it, boom, it would run up, say, 16 ticks and then just roll right back down, knock me out at even, and be like, what? What? Those are signs that the volume is just not there. Why is the market missing volume? I personally think a lot of it has to do with just what's going on in Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, our stock market in the United States has become too focused on what the government is doing and not what business is doing. And that is, by the way, that's what Washington wants. They want to be important. As a freedom fighter in the United States, I don't want them to be important. I want them to be irrelevant. And unfortunately, they apparently are important right now or they have been important for years. The market's not doing crap. The movement is just not there all day. If you go back and look at the NQ, for example, if you go back and look at the NQ before the 8:30 news today, the whole overnight was nothing. Just nothing. I think there was a couple days last week where the NQ literally settled on the overnight open and never moved. Just sat there the whole day. It's like, what? Gold has had some decent rotations, but it's been early in the morning and that's it. So my point is, what I think is personally hurting me right at this point in time is because there's not follow through. I don't have confidence to let the trades that I get into work or cost me money. Cost me money, meaning taking $100 loss or $150 loss or whatever it may be to keep me under a pivot and whatnot. When the reality of it is, I think that is because I don't want to be in the hole and then have to work my way back out in a market that's not cooperating. Am I making sense? So, because remember, my mindset is I'm anticipating a 50% win rate when I enter. I'm anticipating a 50% win rate. Now, I don't consider, in that 50% win, a break even is, part of is really like a loss. Now, I have two ways of looking at it, but in the win rate side, 50%, a break even is a loss. Okay. That's what I mean by 50%. 50% means it goes from here, it goes up, and it goes to target. Not it goes up, I go to break even, it comes back and takes me out. That's, I personally see that as a positive because I gave myself an opportunity. Okay. I mean, no harm, no foul. So, anyways, that's kind of what I'm struggling with myself personally right now. Uh, because I need the wins to go to target to pay for the losses. If the wins aren't going to target to pay for my losses, then when I'm in a trade that has me in positive, I'm too scared to let it work. So I'm moving my stop and I'm getting knocked out. It's happening over and over and over again. And like I said, it happened to me twice in the NQ today. Especially one of them was a crossover of the 1 minute gold line, shoot straight up to a Donchian high, pull right back into the gold line, and a smooth pullback. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 candles in a row on a pullback. That's a solid pullback. And then wing, off it went, but then it came back, knocked me out, and then shot to the moon. Would have been an easy $500, but I would have had to be in the trade to get my $500. I would have had to be in the trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Now, those of you that have traded the NQ using, say, my strategy, 8 minutes is an eternity for an NQ trade. 8 minutes might make a little more sense on a gold trade, but it's not. That doesn't make sense on an NQ trade with my strategy. Really, an NQ trade on a market that's working, you should be in it no more than, say, 3 minutes with my strategy. Every trade, 3 minutes. Anyways, so I'm going to show you some examples of what I'm talking about. And I'm going to try to mentally deal with this issue going forward. It is a struggle that I have. It's probably a struggle that some of you have. I think, and here's the mistake I believe you can make. Start shortening up your targets. Well, if you start shortening up your targets to say, oh, well, gold goes up 10 ticks, I'm going to take 10 ticks. Then if you're leaving your stop down here at 10, you get where I'm going? You got to have the wins have got to win, or you're just slowly going to bleed yourself to death. Okay? I mean, that's my opinion. You got to look, you got to enter trades. That's why this NQ trade was such a good trade that I'm going to show you here in a minute, is because it had 5 solid pullbacks. It had run so far away from the 1 minute gold line. It took 5 candles. It took the 4th candle is when it finally touched that gold line. Okay, that's a solid pullback. You got space above you. I mean, you got momentum, you got volume, you got everything. Bob gets in and Bob gets out because Bob doesn't have the fortitude in today's environment to let the freaking trades work. And that's something I'm struggling with right now, personally. Okay. I'm still hitting my objectives. And I guess I don't know if I should be mad at myself or just continue doing what I'm doing. I don't know. Again, I'm trying to avoid the losses that mount. And a market that doesn't have follow through can create losses for you, even though you're in winning trades over and over again. And that can mentally screw with you also, in my opinion. So anyways, let me just show you some examples of what I'm talking about. And if you're struggling with something similar to what I'm talking about, I get it. Remember, this market this trading style that I use depends on volume. That's why you got that. You have to have those strong pullbacks to create those strong thrusts forward, and that's the kind of movement that comes from volume, rotations of volume. They're all going short, 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 short. Now they're all going long, 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 and you're catching that long, 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 long. Okay, and that comes from a lot of volume. When the volume doesn't rotate, then you get the and then I'm describing today's market, by the way. And I don't know about you, but this hair gets gray being in trades like that. Let me show you some charts. Hold on. Okay, so this is the NQ. All right, and just for context purposes, whatnot. This is the gap, by the way, right here, from here to here. That was the gap before the market opened. I mean, before the news. Okay, from here to here, which is really nothing in the overnight. Anyways, then the 8:30 news hit, CPI, blah 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 blah, just some fairy tale numbers that are made up by the government, and then down it goes, and then we start getting into this stuff, and now it's time to start looking for potentially some patterns. Then we start, which there are none. None of this is smooth, rotates up, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I wasn't really looking at anything here until after the market opened. And then 9:30 hits, and here's a sign. Here's a sign you got problems. Let me show you a sign you got problems. Here's 9:30. That's the 9:30 candle right there. And there's the 9:31 and the 9:32. And the 9:33 candle. I mean, come on, man. This is the NQ. If these weren't down here, if these times weren't down here, you wouldn't have a freaking clue that this was the open. What does the open look like in the NQ? I'll tell you what the open looks like in the NQ. What it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look like this. It's supposed to look like this. It's not supposed to look like what I just showed you. What the hell is that? Oh my God. Anyways, so it rotates up across the red line. Our red line, our 5-minute red line. And then it kind of gets caught up in the prior day low, rotates up, rotates down, blah, 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 sits on top of the red line, and then shoots up. But here we are. Keep in mind, we got solid candles all through here, solid candles that are below the 1-minute gold line, okay? And then we get to 10. Oh, and by the way, Powell was supposed to start running his pie hole at 10 o'clock. Which, of course, he's just going to go tell his Federal Reserve lies, and then the market's going to react. Then we get past 10:15 or so, and then wham, up through that red line, donkey and high, smooth pullback, smooth pullback, smooth pullback, smooth pullback. Bob gets in, it runs up, Bob puts his stop here, and Bob gets knocked out. That's what I'm talking about. That's the confidence that I'm lacking right now. I sat here and waited for this beautiful setup, hit it perfectly. And if I'd have just followed the back of the candles, I would have at least gotten out here. But I mean, here's where the target was. By the way, the target was really about here. So this, if you played the target back to the donkey and high, this was probably about $650, $700. from here. That's what I'm lacking right now. I'm lacking the confidence to let that trade pan itself out. and it's because of things like this, where the market's just getting so lackadaisical that it doesn't have conviction. I mean, in a nice hot market where the market's really, doing its thing, this to this goes straight to there in like 3 minutes. If even that. This candle right here becomes a nice big green one. We're sitting up here. You got your stop down here and then, anyways. So that's not the market we're in. This is instead the market we're in. One that has just inconsistencies, whatnot. I think I've got one here. Hold on. Give me a second. I think I got the same thing in, I think I've got the same thing in gold. Give me a second here. Well, we did have something very similar in gold today. And I got lucky. That's where I made my money today. But let me see here. Where are we? Sorry. Give me a second here. Sorry. Let me find this. Can I find this stuff? Hold on here. Exact same setup. Give me a second here. Where are we? Where's a crossover? Okay, here we are. Hold on here. Give me a second. I got to put this up here. Sorry. Here we are, right? So here's gold yesterday. Okay, so we had, the market opens at 820. Okay, so look at that. Even gold moved more yesterday at the open than the NQ did today. But anyways, here's the open. Shoots itself up, crosses over, sits on top. We're below the red line, so we're just waiting for things. Meandering. We get up here. We didn't create a Donchian high. Roll down, sat in here. Bam. Look at this candle right here. Okay. That candle is south of our 1 minute gold line. We shoot up, create a Donchian high, pull back, bam, in long, zing. I took this trade right here yesterday. I took this exact trade right here yesterday. Where do you think I got knocked out? Exactly, right here. Exactly, right here. This thing went up, came over, pulled all the way back to my stop, which was right here at 25.20, and knocked me out. Now I'm looking for 40 ticks, so that's 29.20. Okay, I'm looking for 40 in gold. Where's 29.20? 29. Did we hit it? Nope, we didn't even hit it. Didn't even hit it. Sad. But I sat here and waited for this exact thing. I waited for gold to rotate across the red line. I waited for it to create a Donchian channel. I waited for that pullback. Boom, took that long right there at 906, and I got snapped out for a break even right there, even though the thing did rotate up. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. That's the kind of stuff that is frustrating me right now in my trading. And I've got to adapt if the market's going to stay like this and just let the trades have room, or I don't know. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys that there are, even if you're in good trades, if the market's not continuously providing you opportunities over and over again, then you may lack confidence also to let the trades work like I'm struggling with right now. And therefore, because like in my case, I don't want to take this gold trade here, for example, have it run up to here and then come back and slam me down and knock me out, say for $100 loss or $150 or $100 loss, whatever, that I got to then figure out in this nastiness how to get that money back. Does that make sense? Anyways, that's my video for today. I don't know if I identified anything important. I just felt like I would talk about what I'm struggling with. I'm still hitting my objectives, but I'm having to take, 4 trades that I get, 1 loss and 2 break evens and then a win to get to what I'm trying to do. Which I think I had 2 break evens in today in the NQ. I had a loss in gold and I had a win in gold. Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me today. That's a matter of fact, that's it. That is what happened to me today. I had 2 break evens in the NQ, which both trades worked. Unfortunately, worked. That I could have had $500 on each of them with 1 contract, and then I had a gold trade that I lost $100 on. I don't think I lost 100. I think I lost like 80. And then I had a win, a big win that I made, well, $700 and some on actually. Anyways, so patience is the word. I still like the fact that I'm staying patient, looking for the proper setups. And if the damn thing's not going to work, at least the way I feel comfortable, then I'm just, I'm getting the hell out. Everybody have a good day. I'll talk to you later. I'll hopefully try to do another video this week on some productive stuff. Everybody have a good day. Bye.